Barcelona woke up to a shock that changed the dynamic of their entire summer. A veteran centre-back who had become the spine of the backline is gone. And suddenly, the coaching staff and sporting directors are facing a ticking clock. Inigo Martinez's unexpected move to Al Nassr didn't just remove an experienced head from the dressing room. It stripped Barcelona of a natural left-footed presence at the heart of their defensive setup. A small detail with oversized consequences for a team built to press high, push the offside trap, and play out from the back. That single loss has turned what looked like a stable defensive picture into a tactical puzzle. And Deco, the sporting director, has one clear mission: find a young, affordable left-footed centre-back who can be registered with Barca Athletic and integrate into Flick's demanding system. The search reads like a deadline drama, not for a marquee signing, but for a specific profile. Under 23, comfortable on the ball, capable of learning a high defensive line, and cheap enough to respect the club's financial and fair play restraints. It's a particular brief, and it explains why Barcelona are not merely chasing experience, but potential. A player who can be eased in through the reserves while training with the first team, adapting to the intensity and positional discipline that Hansi Flick demands. That approach allows the club to solve a short-term registration issue while investing in a longer-term asset. If they can find the right fit quickly. The tactical rationale behind prioritizing a left-footed central defender isn't technical hair-splitting. It's pragmatic. A left-footed centre-back on the left side of a high defensive line offers cleaner passing angles to the left fullback, stabilizes the build-up under pressure, and makes the collective offside trigger more reliable. Swap a right-footed player awkwardly onto the left and passing lanes close. Exits under press become riskier and the whole back four can get stretched at the wrong moment. For a manager who wants to control transitions and compress the pitch, that subtle balance matters. But the market is rarely tidy, and Barcelona's financial picture complicates everything. With strict spending scrutiny and wage structure realities, a cheap stopgap isn't always available. That's why Deco's plan to register the target with Barca Athletic is smart on paper. It skirts the immediate wage pressure, allows a young player to adapt to Catalonia and European football, and keeps first-team options flexible. Still, it's a gamble. A teenager can be a superstar in waiting, or a risky experiment when the season's first big tests arrive. The alternative routes are obvious. The club could reshuffle the backline by using Jared. Use appropriate current player names in your final cut, or move a versatile defender across, and fast-track a youth promotion like Joffrey Torrens into the left-back slot. Those internal fixes keep wages stable and reward academy pathways. But they also demand immediate tactical adjustments from Flick, who would have to rework his defensive cohesion mid-preparation. The choice between a market gamble and internal reshuffle frames the bigger story. Is Barcelona choosing short-term cover or a strategic investment? Each path carries risks. A hurried signing who doesn't fit the system could fracture defensive chemistry. Relying on internal promotions before they're ready could expose the high line to exploitation in elite matches. That's why this deadline-era maneuver is less about one name and more about identity. The club's hierarchy must decide whether to lean into the academy and tactical adaptation or to keep looking externally for a youth prospect who promises to be mouldable and affordable. Fans watch nervously because the implications are immediate. The way Barcelona defend dictates the way they attack, which affects points, goal differences, and ultimately the title race. Deco's phone calls, scouting reports, and last-hour negotiations will be studied if the season begins with shaky defensive displays. But there's also a silver lining. A young arrival could inject hunger, bring fresh legs to a demanding system, and become a future pillar of the defence for years. In short, this is a defining micro-decision with macro consequences. Whether Deco manages to land the precise left-footed profile before the window snaps shut, or whether Flick is forced to improvise, the next few days will reveal how Barcelona balance financial reality, tactical clarity, and their appetite for risk. For a club that prizes identity and footballing philosophy, the answer to this small but crucial void could say a lot about the direction they intend to take this season.